Well, maybe I was just a little bit harsh on this Southend team in the last episode because after the two games we featured there and the one after away at Fulham, we had played nearly two-thirds of our games on the road in the Championship. We've now had a run of four home games out of five, our only away game against the team at the bottom of the league, and we are in fantastic form and look certain to be safe. Yes, hello, and welcome along to part 36 of Saving Southend with me, Daniel. Today we are going to be playing Watford, which was, when we left last episode, set to be a relegation six-pointer. Now we have got over double the points total of them, and we're just looking to secure our safety as soon as possible. We've also got transfer deadline day, and it looks like it's going to be a quiet one. We are trying to bring one player in, and we've had a little change in a backup role. But Jayden Danns, the man who was subject of attention before the window, has unfortunately spent most of it out injured. So if you're looking forward to seeing how we get on today as we go away to Watford, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. They've just replaced their manager and brought in Jesse Marsh, so that's going to be interesting if nothing else. But for now, let me show you what's been going on in the schedule and then on the transfer front too, because it's a very simple equation really. You were with me for Luton and Birmingham, where we picked up a point out of the two games and gave both of them a decent go. We then played away to Fulham and picked up a point, a really good one, with Aaron Presley's equaliser after Alex Iwobi had opened the scoring. But then, as you can see, we went for a run of home games, and Plymouth, Rotherham, Blackpool, Hull, none of them really fighting at the top of the division, all of them from 10th down in the league. And the only away game was against Lincoln, who are bottom. And our next two away games are against Watford and Oxford, the other sides in the relegation zone. So actually, although we've got a disastrous end to the season on paper, this run in the middle has virtually allowed us to secure our safety early and means we can have a calm window and focus on improving in the summer when we can get much better value for money. We've not just won these games though, we've done it in style. We got clean sheets back to back after 2 months without one against Plymouth on Boxing Day by 5 goals to 0. 3 goals at the start of the second half changed it from 1 to 4, and at that point it was game over. Parker, Kwanzaa and Presley with one each, and Jayden Danns with two. A 3-0 win at home to fellow promoted side Rotherham. A late red card for Alex Williams, a slight blot on the record, but Hancock's own goal, Hugo and Presley enough to get us the win. We kind of threw the FA Cup. We rotated very heavily. The league safety was the priority this year, and we got it very comfortably. That can't be Jason Cummings, surely. It is still him. Back in English football on 30 grand a week and scoring goals for Sunderland. That's a laugh. We lost 4-0 there. We weren't very good. Against Blackpool though, we bounced back with a 2-0 win. Diblin having to go up front because of injuries later in the game, and he managed to get himself a goal alongside Joe Hugill. A 4-1 win at Lincoln thanks to Morehouse's brace, Will Ferry and Jarell Kwanzaa. They're a League One side and we made them look it. And then a 1-0 win at home to Hull. A really good performance from Daniel Rose in goal, and a big goal for Aaron Presley, who has come to the party in recent weeks. Now, if you look at the end of the season, it's really not a good run. We face a lot of top sides, we face a lot of them on the road, and it doesn't look good when we've got 2 or 3 games a week and we're playing against great opposition. But up until this Oxford game on the 8th of February, we've basically got a chance to secure our survival. 7 points from the next 3, we're officially on 50, and we can look ahead to next season. But even if not, we'll pick up a couple of points somewhere. I just want to get the job done though. If we have a look at the transfer window, one potential addition coming into the squad. Sonny Perkins, a 23-year-old midfielder who is a free agent. He can play centre forward number 10, left or right of a front three, and also in the centre of midfield too. He's a good player, he's got big potential, and I'm hoping for a relatively moderate wage we can help him reach it. And again, it just pushes the emphasis, as we mentioned during the year, not relying on loan players when we get to next season. So here's the one that may come in. We've also had an in and out when it comes to our third choice goalkeeper. Will Blackmore has left for Crystal Palace for 2.5 grand plus a sell-on fee. I mean, why not? I don't really get why in this game, instead of so many goalkeepers going for free, they all seem to go for nominal fees from club to club. But either way, he's there to be their number 3. And his replacement is a free agent we were told not to sign. Craig Thompson, a 19-year-old goalkeeper, little bit of potential. I mean, he's an emergency backup because Both Roses getting injured at the same time would be unfortunate. And for 1 or 2 games, he's sort of the man you want as a number 3. Not great mentally, not great at all of the goalkeeping stuff in terms of commanding the area, communication and that, but just a great shot stopper, great handling. And for one-off games, that and the agility combined might just make him a bit of a superstar. But the chances are he'll never play for this football club. The other one that's gone out on loan, or the other 2 in fact, are Colin Driscoll to Northampton. He's gone to play in League 2. He really needs football. He's got big potential. He's got a good personality. And half a year of football might help him there. The other one is Alistair Smith, who just fell down the pecking order because McGregor signed, because Russell Denny came in on loan. And of course, now with Sonny Hilton potentially coming as well. Got that name wrong, haven't I? Sonny Perkins. And Alistair Smith has moved on. He's gone on loan to Wrexham, where he's playing in League 1 at present. But for now, let's go and get ahead to the big game against Watford. A real chance for us to push almost to safety. We're not worrying about the playoffs because we've got a horrible run. And when we played those teams in reverse in September and October, we all saw what form we were in. But for now, we've got one more chance. We're sticking with 4-4-2. We're going aggressive against these bottom half teams. And this is the side that we went for last time. So let's see what changes we need to make. In the back 3, it's going to be nothing, because Brooking has done well while Williams has been suspended, and as a result, he can't get his place back. Diblin didn't have a great game last time. Will Ferry's been in brilliant form, so shouldn't drop out. The only question is whether Sonny Hilton gets back on the bench, but we've had the youngster Wolfenden on there. He's made a couple of appearances and really improved, but perhaps now is the time for him to drop out and Sonny Hilton to return. So not many changes made. Delighted to see Will Ferry finally contributing at this level. Not training brilliantly, but he's contributing goals and assists. And as always, these people are important to us. So let's go and get through to it with this 11. It is Daniel Rose in goal and in brilliant form. Brooking and Parks the fullbacks, with Parker and Kwanzaa a centre half. We've got Diblin and Ferry out wide, Russell Denny and Gleeson in the middle. And then Hugill and Presley, the only 2 fit strikers at the minute, but both of them delivering the goods, and Tyler Diblin, when needed, contributing up front. Let's go and get through to it away at Watford. And again, any points we can pick up, it's a big bonus at this stage. Well, 2 changes for our host today. Kone Doherty and Soteris dropping out, 2 very good footballers. They've still got the likes of Ryan Gould, Kone. They've still got Thierry Small, Porteous, Bajic in goal, who obviously made that crucial mistake last time we met, and he allowed for, what was it, Tyler Goodrum, wasn't it? Score his first goal at the club and a big winner. At that point, we were about to hit a crisis, and that goalkeeper single-handedly averted it. So let's go and get into the first half here. Watford away for Southend United. We're hoping no one shines too much. We don't want any big deadline day offers, but hopefully we can find a way to get a result and stay in good form at Vicarage Road. Well, early doors, it's a Watford throw-in, not even a minute on the clock here, and Ryan Gould in that number 10 role is the danger man. It is a tactic we'd normally play the back 3 against, but we're doing so well in the back 4 at the minute. We're playing aggressively. I wanted to stick with it. That's not going to help though, and it doesn't matter how well or badly Ryan Gould plays. If you pass the ball back to Watford on the edge of your own box, you're going to be in a bit of trouble. Awful defensive work, poor mistakes all round. Not the best start to the game. Maybe this is the time the form dries up. We've got a corner kick with Diblin though. Can we bounce back straight away? Presley's up, header's over. And only just. Bajic was worried. The one benefit with Jayden Dan's out, we've got 2 big target men up front. We've also got Kwanzaa, we've also got Parker. And now we've got an injury to Gleeson as Diblin picks it up. Shot's just over the bar. And he's now going to be replaced by Jack Morehouse, because I don't want to risk injury as Diblin takes the corner. Can we get the goal just before it? Up to the back stick. Presley's there, as is Stephen Parks. The one man who's not scored yet this season. And he's popped up with a big header. 16 on the clock. We're level. We're back on terms. And despite the early injury and poor goal to give away, we've bounced back. We do what Southend United do. Well, free kick to Southend, and you've got to be fair. Since the goal, we have been dominant. This time it's a free kick into Diblin, who was taking the corners. He flicked it down for Morehouse under no pressure at all. And Jack Morehouse off the bench because of that injury to Gleeson. And this squad, it knows no bounds. Everyone is contributing when it matters. Jack Morehouse joined us after the first season. Don't forget, this was a John Still special. Picked him up for free. He's played for 4 seasons in 4 different divisions. And do you know what's the best thing about it? He's stayed consistent in all of them. He's been a big contributor as well. Arguably, he's got better in the Football League than he was in the conference. And if you look at his attributes now, he's becoming a good championship player. A big goal for him yet again, still a young man. And we lead 2-1, deservedly so. Oxford are behind, Lincoln are level, Watford behind here. This could be the day where we virtually secure safety and reach 46 points at the end of January. The run in the last 6 weeks has taken us from trouble to the top half. And we've made the most of playing all of the bottom third sides back to back virtually. It's a really big run for us and we've made it count. And it means we can relax towards the end now as Dibbling goes back to Russell Denny. Might want to have a go. Does have a go. Just over the bar. Cracking effort again. But this time, no doing. An hour on the clock. It remains 2-1. And that is a free header for Watford. Bit of a worrying defensive effort there. Not the best from the set piece. But we are going to look at changes now. Because Will Ferry, not had his best game today. He'll come off. Same at right back for Brooking with Alex Williams there. Both of those statistically probably improve the team. We're going to take Hugill off for Sonny Hilton or Goodrum. Be Goodrum on again, Tyler Diblin up front. And then the final sub will be Russell Denny off for Roddy McGregor. 5 changes made. We've got real depth now. And that's what those free agents in Goodrum and McGregor have added. They've allowed us to make changes and still be strong. Cameron Ishmael's back from AFCON. He can come in the next game for Parks if need be. But at the moment, we're trying to cling on for a win that will virtually secure our safety. As Daniel Rose gets the ball between the sticks. Plays out the back to Parker. Options in midfield. Morehouse is one. Oh, it's a bad ball back. Daniel Rose commits and does well. He didn't get there, but he put the striker off. Watford have gone 4-2-4, so we're going to respond. Goodrum to a support duty. Fullbacks to a defensive one. Just going to make sure we've got that bank of 4 to protect against their attacking 4. It's been a really good performance so far. And as we head towards stoppage time, 3 minutes of it, let's just drop in a bit more. Deep line playmaker on support for Morehouse, And then we're also going to get the time wasting on. We're going to slow the pace down. Nothing drastic in terms of shape and change in tactic, but another gritty win, another great effort. And Southend United are going to be safe. This young team is growing. And while we've got a horrible run of games coming up, it now doesn't matter because they've virtually done the job already. 46 points before the end of January. And we're going to be comfortable. Even when we go on that bad run now, we're going to be sat in the top half of the bottom half at the very worst. Delighted with the season. What an effort, Southend. Back in a minute for deadline day. Well, hang on a moment, because we're back a day later and our director of football has made an offer for a free agent, Vinicius Souza. You'll probably recognise the name in real life from Sheffield Wednesday. 3.5-star ability. Looks like he's got potential and ability and definitely got the technique, but maybe the stamina and the natural fitness a slight concern. But the big concern I had when I saw that was that, I bet his wage contribution is going to be silly. We saw that with a few in the summer. 5.75 grand a week. We'll keep an eye on the scout report, but it's possible our director of football has found another gem. Alistair Smith has gone now. We've got to be careful in that midfield because you're looking at where we are. Gleeson, Russell Denny, yes, both loan players. And yes, Morehouse and McGregor, good ones. But we've not got a lot beyond it when we're looking for next season. So if Souza comes in and if Perkins comes in as well, we might well have found a couple of gems and maybe we have to let Reece Russell Denny go back. I don't know. But overall, very good signs from our director of football. We talked about John Stilt with Morehouse in the last game, but he's not going to be outdone, is Vasco Oliveira. Let's see what he's got up his sleeve tomorrow. Well, deadline day is here. 2 of the links we've already talked about, but Jordan Hackett was the other one. A young left back I was looking at, but at the moment, we're not going to sign him. We've got Parks and Ishmael, who are both very good, so we'll leave that deal till the end of the year. Joe Williams apparently wanted permanently by St Johnstone. Well, might as well have him, so if you're willing to offer him now, I'll let you have him for free because the fact of the matter is it saves the wages, so very happy to let him go. Transfer deadline day is here. You can see the link for Williams. Ferry's not going on loan. We're going to take part in the day. Is there anyone we're willing to let go? Possibly Sonny Hilton on loan, but again, it's a player I've got a lot of affection for. Don't know if I want to let him leave yet. mean, he's still contributed in 16 league games this season. It's just that most of them are off the bench. So I don't think there's going to be many departures unless we get a big offer. And to be honest, that injury for Jayden Danns, it couldn't have been better timed because he was just starting to get interest. And at the moment, it looks like it's dried up purely because of his hernia. Well, I spoke far too soon, and this is maybe the best deal we're ever going to get as a football club. We've got Sonny Perkins negotiating a deal to come in as an advance forward. Look at this offer for Jayden Danns, who, with the greatest of respect, he's not got an exceptional record. He's got a very good one, don't get me wrong. If we have a look at him, he's not the best finisher in the world. Everything else is great. His history, 1 in 2 in League One, over 1 in 2 in League Two, 1 in 2 in the National League for Bromley, and just under 1 in 2 this season. He's a very good player who we signed for 140 grand, and Sunderland have just come in with a non-negotiable offer. 8.75 million up front, 3 million in further guaranteed instalments, and 2.5 if he plays 20 league games. Sunderland are a championship club. They beat us in the FA Cup. 20% profit sell on as well. We're not getting anything from that because he won't make more. But even if we accept it, does it maybe lead to a bidding war? Look, you know how I operate in these saves. He's a very important player for us, but I can't reject that. I manage this realistically, and I'm looking at securing the future of the club. This will pay for the next training facility upgrade, for a youth facility upgrade, to the next youth level, the next youth recruitment upgrade. It will pay for the upgrade and expansion to the stadium, which we're selling out nearly every week. I can't say no. It's 11.5 million of guaranteed money. It's an incredible deal. Jayden Danns for 140 grand was signed, and this is going to be the biggest profit you'll ever see. What an offer from Sunderland AFC. It's too good to refuse. We're Southend United, and we've got to accept where we are financially. That deal is exceptional. I didn't expect it. 9 hours to go. I hope he accepts the deal. I've got to be honest with you, Jayden. You're a great player, but that's silly money for you. I return with my dreams crushed. I was planning how to spend 12 million quid at Southend United, and Jayden Danns has rejected the move to Sunderland. Oh, that's heartbreaking. We're never going to get an offer that good again. Why did you turn them down? They must have offered more money. The only hope we've got is that QPR are offering as well, but they're in League One. Why would he turn down Sunderland? They're battling for the playoffs as well. It seems a very odd decision. But ultimately, Jayden Danns stays. I mean, good for us for this season, but for the long-term future of the club and this save, we're never going to get an offer that good again. Jayden Danns rejects Sunderland. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a little bit crestfallen, despite the fact one of my star players is staying. Transfer deadline day is over. Of course, that's not going to be the end of the story because we've got the rest of the week to bring in the 2 free agents who are not restricted in terms of time. But ultimately, while we didn't end up losing a star today, we did lose out on a potential 11.5 million. I would love there to be a bit more information in game. It's one of my few criticisms of why he's rejected it. Like, it's lovely to say, yeah, he's rejected the deal, but what was it? Was it the money, the relocating? Was it not wanting to leave the club? I don't understand. Because he's got 18 months left on his contract. He's been talking about getting a pay upgrade for ages, which I'm sure Sunderland would have offered. Maybe they didn't offer first team football or the squad status, I don't know. We've still got by far the lowest wage bill in the Championship. Sunderland have got one of the biggest. They must have offered him big money. I don't understand it. Who did they get instead? Sunderland went for 5 million for a Norwegian right back. They got Mason Burstow instead. He came in for 2 million quid. It's probably a better deal for them in truth. But as we go ahead after missing out on incredible money, we have to see if we get the other 2 deals in. Offers for Vinicius Souza and for Sonny Perkins. Perkins at the moment would have been the perfect replacement and still will be important in that role. And Vinicius Souza, we're waiting for the scout information, but is the one that the director of football wants. So let's get ahead. Perkins is the priority. Souza, we'll see how good he is. Well, big news as we move through the week, and our 4th striker has agreed to join. This deal has become more important as the year's gone on because we have stuck with 4-4-2 more than we expected. We're trying to put pressure on the opposition, but we've been a bit down to the bare bones recently. Sonny Perkins, as well as offering versatility, will be a good option in attacking areas. And he has scored goals before for Barnsley in League One, Oxford in League One, and he's played a few games at this level for Leeds. He's played for West Ham in the Premier League and Europa League once or twice. He's a good young player, so we'll bring him in. Jayden Danns, I cannot believe he didn't go. Let's get his transfer value reset, because realistically, with his contract situation and the fact that he wants about 15 grand a week, the only chance we're going to get to sell him now is the summer. And if we don't get a deal done then, we could end up losing him for free, which would be ironic after all of that. Let's go and meet Sonny Perkins and see if the Sousa deal gets done as well. Well, here is Sonny Perkins, 3-star ability, not much potential supposedly, but he is an advanced forward with real quality. There's plenty of space in the squad for him, which is good news for us. And let's go and have a look at him individually, as Jayden Danns will be the man to welcome him. That's ironic, isn't it? His report suggests that he is the best number 10 at the club, but what about striker? He's not quite as good as Danns or Hugill, but he's better than the rest. And if we go to the overview, yeah, he's a solid pro, better than the likes of Leighton Stewart, who we've had before, and I'm sure will be of adding value to the squad, and can come on in multiple positions as well. Will be very useful on those odd occasions we do switch to the front three. It will give us quality in wide areas, but ultimately, he was coming in to replace Jayden Danns. Well, we reach fitness test time on a Saturday, and still no news on Vinicius Sousa. I mean, at 28, there's a work permit decision being made, so potentially he has agreed to join. It's just waiting to see what add-ons the director of football's given him, and what his scout report's like, which is due through tomorrow as well. So that's going to be something for the next episode. We'll see if he's joined or not. But ultimately, what is a very good episode has left me with a tinge of disappointment. And it's not because we've lost out on anything, but it's the pound signs I see flowing through my head. When you've got 1 million in the bank and you've never had more than 2 or 3, it is very hard to unsee a guarantee of 12 million quid for one player that he signed for 140 grand from Bromley. Jayden Danns rejects Sunderland, and we're going to have to hope we get big offers in the summer. We'll try and keep him informed between now and then. We'll try and keep Sonny Perkins happy, as he's not going to be playing regular football with that deal collapsing. And Vinicius Sousa may or may not be another addition into the club. For now though, let's have a look at the schedule, because it is 6 championship wins in a row, all against poorer opposition and 4 of them at home. We've got 2 more games that are winnable before a horrid run to the end of the season. It looks like it's now going to be a pretty average spell, and that we're not going to have to worry about promotion or relegation. So I'm not going to fill this season out too much. We'll come back now about halfway between here and the end of the year. And then, of course, we'll do the final 2 games as well, or even the final 1 and a season review. So based on the fact there's 16 games left, we'll come back somewhere in March. We'll try and do it in the middle to tie in with our youth intake day, which does look like it's going to be average on paper. Forest are the leaders, Ipswich are 12th, Reading 15th, Blackburn 17th. So you know what, we'll try and tie the Forest game into it, if not the Wolves game, who are slightly behind them. But maybe we'll show us against the best team in the league, who we almost stopped on the first day. Remember, we were gutted when we let in that late goal for 2-1 at Forest? Well, look at them now. They're flying away with the championship, and we'll get revenge in a reverse fixture, I hope. For now, though, if you did enjoy this one, what could have been financially for Southend United, and please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know what you thought of the performance, because on the pitch, we've been brilliant against the bottom half sides. And do you think that the good addition of Sonny Perkins will add more value to the club? If you want to stay up to date and find out if the youth intake adds a star, or whether we can pick up more surprising results, then please do subscribe and turn that notification bell on. I've got a feeling it'll be job done and then on the beach for a couple of months, but I'm not complaining at all. Championship survival was the aim, and with 3 months to go, virtually secured already. But for now, you can still find a Twitch channel up in the eye above, where we will have a Boxing Day stream and a Christmas Eve stream as well. We've also got loads of festive predictions and manager specials over on the podcast channel. Please do go and subscribe there in the eye above if you haven't before. Will we have Vinicius Sousa in the side? Will Jayden Danns be unhappy that he rejected his move to Sunderland? And will we be able to secure survival with plenty of games to spare?